What if the shadows of tomorrow were already cast in the quatrains of a seer whose words have haunted centuries? What if the name Leo, whispered in the corridors of prophecy, holds the key to a storm that could unravel the very fabric of faith? You sit there, scrolling through the noise of the world, but have you ever paused to wonder if the signs you dismiss as myth are screaming truths you're not ready to hear? Nostradamus, the man who saw beyond the veil, left riddles that burn with meaning, riddles that point to Apocalypse 13 and a figure cloaked in sanctity, yet shadowed by destiny. This is not a story. This is a warning, and every second you linger here pulls you closer to a revelation you cannot unsee. They told you the future is unwritten, but what if it was etched in starlight long before your first breath? Nostradamus didn't predict. He pierced the veil of time, his visions dripping with symbols that defy the comfort of your certainties. Apocalypse 13, a chapter of fire and upheaval, speaks of a beast and a throne, of a shepherd named Leo who rises when the world kneels. Do you believe the papacy is merely a chain of men? Or could it be a chessboard where divine hands move pieces toward an endgame? The seer's words are not gentle. They are blades, cutting through the lies we tell ourselves about safety, about control. You're not here by chance. You're here because something inside you senses the weight of what's coming. Have you ever felt the air grow heavy before a storm, as if the earth itself holds its breath? That's what Nostradamus saw, a world teetering on the edge, where the crowning of Leo XIV is not a mere succession but a signal, a spark in a sky ready to ignite. His quatrains don't offer answers. They plant questions that burrow into your soul. What is the beast that rises from the sea? Why does the name Leo echo across centuries, tethered to a prophecy of chaos and renewal? The seer's voice, cryptic yet unrelenting, whispers that the truth is not found in dogma, but in the spaces between, in the doubts you've buried, in the fears you've ignored. Every word you hear now is a thread in a tapestry you're only beginning to glimpse. You might think you know the stories of popes and prophecies, but what if everything you've been taught is a shadow of a deeper truth? Nostradamus saw a world where faith would falter, where a man called Leo would stand at the crossroads of salvation and ruin. His verses are not history lessons, they are mirrors reflecting the chaos within you, the questions you've silenced for too long. What if the apocalypse is not a distant myth, but a reckoning already unfolding? What if the signs are not in the stars, but in the choices we make, in the leaders we crown? You're not just watching a video, you're stepping into a labyrinth where every turn demands you question what you thought you knew. This is your moment to choose. Turn away and let the shadows remain shadows, or stay and let the seer's words unravel the veil. Nostradamus didn't write for the complacent. He wrote for those brave enough to face the storm. Apocalypse 13 and Leo XIV are not just names in a prophecy. They are keys to a truth that could shake the foundations of everything you hold dear. The deeper you go, the more you'll see that this isn't about predictions, it's about awakening. Stay with me, because the next words you hear might be the ones that change the way you see the world forever. Have you ever felt the weight of a truth you weren't ready to face? A whisper in the dark that knows your name? Nostradamus, the seer whose quatrains bleed with the pulse of time, saw you here now, teetering on the edge of a revelation. His words are not mere predictions, they are mirrors held up to your soul, reflecting the chaos you sense but dare not name. Apocalypse 13 speaks of a beast rising from the sea, of a shepherd named Leo who wears a crown of light and shadow. What if this is not a tale of distant days, but a map of the storm already brewing inside you? The air grows heavy, doesn't it, when you realize the future might not be a stranger, but a guest you've long ignored. Every syllable you hear now is a step deeper into a truth that demands your courage to face. You're not just listening, you're remembering something you've always known. They taught you to trust the surface, to believe the world spins on reason and order, but Nostradamus saw the cracks beneath, where fire waits to roar. His visions of Leo XIV are not gentle, they claw at the lies you've woven to feel safe. Why does the name Leo burn through centuries, a spark in the seer's cryptic verses? Why does Apocalypse 13 feel less like scripture and more like a pulse in your veins? You've walked through days pretending control, but haven't you felt the ground shift, the stars misalign? The seer's words are a blade, slicing through the illusion that you are separate from the chaos. You are not a bystander in this prophecy. You are its heartbeat, its question, its fear. The deeper you go, the more you sense that this is not about a pope or a beast, but about the battle within you to face what's coming. What is it that keeps you here, tethered to these words, when you could turn away? Is it the ache of a truth half remembered, or the fear that turning back means betraying yourself? Nostradamus didn't write for kings or priests alone. He wrote for you, for the part of you that stirs when the world grows quiet. His quatrains are riddles, yes, but they are also keys, unlocking doors you've bolted shut. Leo XIV stands at a crossroads where faith frays and power shifts. Does that sound like a story, or does it echo the choices you face in the silence of your own mind? The beast of Apocalypse 13 is not just a symbol, it's the shadow you wrestle when no one's watching. You're not here to be told what to think. You're here to uncover what you've buried, to feel the weight of a prophecy that knows you better than you know yourself. The seer's voice is unrelenting, a drumbeat that matches the rhythm of your pulse. He saw a world where the crowning of Leo would mark not an end, but a reckoning, a moment when the masks we wear dissolve. Have you ever stood at the edge of a choice, knowing one path leads to truth and the other to comfort? That's where Nostradamus leads you now, through verses that twist like smoke, revealing only enough to make you hunger for more. Apocalypse 13 is not a warning of fire and brimstone. It's a mirror of your own fragility, your own strength. What if the beast is not outside you, but within, clawing for release? What if Leo is not a man, but a call to rise above the chaos you've accepted as normal? You're not just watching, you're being summoned to a truth that will not wait. And yet, you hesitate, don't you? The human heart clings to the familiar even when it burns. Nostradamus knew this. He saw the dance of fear and desire that keeps you tethered to half-truths. His quatrains are not answers. They are questions that burrow into your bones, demanding you look where you've refused. Why does the name Leo XIV feel like a memory you can't place? Why does Apocalypse 13 stir a restlessness you can't explain? The seer's words are a labyrinth, and every step you take reveals more of yourself than you expected. You're not here by accident. You're here because the prophecy is not just about the world. It's about you. About the courage it takes to see beyond the veil. Stay with me, because the next breath you take might be the one that changes everything. Do you feel it now? The pull of something vast, something inevitable. Nostradamus didn't see time as a line, but as a spiral, where past and future coil around the present you inhabit. His vision of Leo XIV is not a distant event. It's a spark in the now, a call to wake from the sleep of routine. Apocalypse 13 is not about the end of days. It's about the end of illusions, the moment you stop running from the truth. Have you ever felt a silence so loud it drowned out the world? That's what the seer offers, a silence where you hear your own heart, your own questions. The beast, the pope, the prophecy, they are all reflections of the war within you, between who you are and who you could become. You're not just a spectator, you're a participant in a story that's been writing itself through you all along. The deeper you go, the heavier the air becomes, as if the stars themselves are watching. Nostradamus saw you here, caught in the tension between doubt and knowing, between fear and fire. His quatrains are not meant to comfort, they are meant to ignite. Leo the 14th is not just a name, it's a symbol of the choice you face, to bow to the chaos or to rise through it. Apocalypse 13 is not a prophecy of doom, it's a prophecy of awakening, a call to see the world as it is, not as you've been told. Have you ever felt a truth so sharp it hurt to hold? That's what the seer hands you now, a truth that cuts, but also frees. You're not here to be entertained. You're here to be transformed, to feel the weight of a revelation that's been waiting for you all this time. And still, the questions linger, don't they? They twist in your mind, refusing to let go. Why does Nostradamus' voice feel so close, as if he's speaking through the centuries directly to you? Why does the shadow of Leo the 14th loom larger with every word? The seer's power is not in his predictions, but in his ability to make you see yourself in the prophecy. Apocalypse 13 is not a story of beasts and popes. It's a story of you, of the moment you decide to stop hiding. The quatrains are a map, but the journey is yours. You're not just listening to words, you're stepping into a truth that will not let you go unchanged. Stay here, because the next moment might be the one where everything falls into place. The quatrains of Nostradamus do not end. They linger, like the echo of a bell struck in a forgotten temple. You've walked through the shadows of Apocalypse 13, felt the weight of a name like Leo, and glimpsed the beast that stirs in both scripture and soul. But what is a prophecy if not a mirror, reflecting the truths you've carried but never dared to name? The seer's words have woven a tapestry of questions, each thread pulling you closer to a reckoning that is not out there, in some distant future, but here, in the quiet of your own heart. Have you ever stood still long enough to hear the world whisper its secrets? This moment, this pause, is where the veil thins, and you see not just the prophecy, but yourself within it. There is a fire in the silence, isn't there? A spark that Nostradamus kindled centuries ago, burning still in the space between his verses and your breath. Leo the 14th is not merely a figure cloaked in prophecy. He is the choice you face when the world demands you rise or kneel. The beast of Apocalypse 13 is not a monster of myth, but the shadow you wrestle when courage falters. You've felt it, haven't you? The pull of something vast, something that knows you better than you know yourself. This is not the end of a story, but the beginning of a seeing, a moment where the chaos of the world becomes a map to your own awakening. The seer's gift was never answers. It was the courage to ask, to look, to feel the weight of truth and carry it forward. What will you do with this spark? This ember of knowing that glows in the dark? Nostradamus saw a world poised on the edge, where every choice ripples through time, where every soul is both pawn and king. You are not separate from this prophecy. You are its pulse, its question, its hope. The crowning of Leo, the rise of the beast, the turning of the stars. They are all echoes of the battles you fight within, between fear and fire, between doubt and desire. Have you ever felt a truth so sharp it reshaped you? That's what lingers now, a truth that does not demand belief, but dares you to live it. You are not the same as you were when this began. Something has shifted, something has begun to burn. And yet, the world keeps spinning, doesn't it? The noise of life waits to drown out this moment, to bury the seer's voice beneath the weight of routine. But you can choose to hold this light, to let it guide you through the shadows. Nostradamus left you more than riddles. He left you a call to see, to act, to become the truth you've glimpsed. There is a message carved in the silence of his quatrains, a whisper that speaks to the part of you that still dreams of meaning. You are the prophecy, and the future is yours to shape. This is not a burden, but a gift, a spark that can ignite a world asleep. Will you let it fade, or will you carry it into the days ahead, where it might change everything? This is your moment, your crossroads, your choice. If these words have stirred something within you, if you feel the echo of Nostradamus's vision resonating in your bones, then don't let it end here. Like this video to mark the spark that lit within you. Comment below with the questions that burn in your mind, the truths you're ready to face. Share this journey with those who need to hear it, because a prophecy unspoken is a fire unlit. And subscribe, not just to a channel, but to a movement, a shared awakening to the truths that wait beyond the veil. You're not just a viewer, you're a keeper of the flame. Let's carry this light together, because the next step you take might be the one that changes the world.